Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Dear Brother Podcast. It's Relationship Friday, everybody. Every Friday we go live on and we talk about relationships. I'm on live every Monday, every Thursday, and every Friday. Welcome to the Dear Brother Podcast. Thank everybody who's been subscribing to the channel, man. I'm really honored to serve you all. Even when I don't do live videos, I drop videos all the time. In fact, I dropped one this morning right before this live podcast. So it's always something to watch, always something to be a part of. This community is for grown men that are growing. Just because you're grown don't mean you need to keep on, don't mean, excuse me, just because you're grown doesn't mean we stop growing. And at the same time, I think a place for grown men is needed. It's a place for grown men that's safe, that we can talk about our issues. We don't run from our issues in this community, nor do we make excuses, and nor do we blame other people. This is a community for grown men, the Dear Brother Podcast, where we talk about the things that challenge us. We also talk about the things that challenge us inwardly and outwardly. But it's Relationship Friday, everybody. And I want to pose this question. I'm going to throw this question on the table, and you're welcome to the chat at any time. I want to pose this question: is love enough? And I always also want to pose the answer: love is not enough. Now we might get into a debate this morning. We got a lot of sisters that come on the podcast. We always welcome our sisters to the Dear Brother Podcast to jump in as well. But I want to put that question on the table today: is love enough? Is love enough? And I think the real thing that I've been thinking about probably for many years now is the difference between compatibility and love. And I think there's a huge difference between compatibility and love. You can love somebody and not be with them. You can love somebody and move across the country and hope for the best for them. But there's a big difference between love and accountability. And I think that we need to really know that difference. Because a lot of us have gotten into relationships and it works for a while and things fall apart and you wonder why. I love this person so much, but then you find out that love wasn't really the glue that keeps a relationship together. And I can even go back into the book of Genesis and show us that. I wonder, I pose the question to you all, and you all can answer the question too, right? But even in the principle of the book of Genesis, when Adam met Eve, he met her for the first time. The question I always wonder is, did he love her? Did he love Eve, or did he see compatibility in her? Why did he choose Eve? Right? And I don't think that we sometimes, when we get into relationships, do we really pose these questions? Why am I choosing this person? Right? Or am I choosing them because I love them? Or am I choosing them because they're compatible with me? It's a big question. Let me see who's in the chat. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Dear Brother Podcast. It is Relationship Friday, and we're talking about love is not enough. Good morning. Good morning, Natasha. Good morning. Happy birthday as well to you. Happy birthday, dear sister. I think your birthday might have been yesterday, but good morning to you. I want to pose that question. Is it enough? Is love enough? Right? Is love enough? See, the thing is this. I got about seven, maybe 6 or 7 things I want to talk about this morning concerning this. Is love enough? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think in your younger life, because love is a fantasy, the concept of love is a fantasy. I'm talking about between people. It's a fantasy. And a lot of times the concept of love is built on what we've made up in our mind to love to feel like, right? But love is really ugly. Love is ugly. Love is not this fantasy we make up, because love becomes a feeling. And that's why a lot of relationships fall, because it's based on a feeling. I feel this way today. I might not feel this way tomorrow, but that's based on love. It's not based on compatibility. See, the thing is, it's like when you start something with someone and you need them. And this is the big argument in society now. Over the last couple of years, you don't need nobody. Well, that's not true, right? That's not true. Number one, we got to get over that. That's only pride talking when we say we don't need nobody. The real thing is, when you really want to be in a relationship with somebody, the need for them is what's going to glue the relationship, not the love. Oh, I see y'all jumping in the chat already, and it's good, right? Let's get into it. I got a little time this morning, huh? Do you need them? They teach a lot of sisters don't never need no man. Well, how do you become glue with somebody you don't need? Glue says we stuck together because we need each other. Right? When you're doing a little project with your kid and it's like you got to glue this piece of paper to this piece of paper, it's because you put the glue there because this piece of paper needs to be with this piece of paper. And when you try to rip that piece of paper that you glued apart, most likely everything's going to come apart with it because it's the glue. These pieces of paper needed each other, right? Just like when you put wood together, if you're building something and you use some epoxy glue, you're putting it there because that wood needs that glue, that epoxy to stick to that glue. But see, it's pride that makes us say, I don't need nobody. And the truth is, you really do need somebody. You do, right? Because it's really the love. The love is not the glue. It's the need, the compatibility. And we really got to look into whether you're compatible with somebody or whether you just love somebody. Now, do you need both? Yes, but I believe that compatibility is what drives the love. It's because I need you. It's because we're connected in a deeper level, not the feeling of love. It's a deeper level, a deeper connection. Welcome to Relationship Friday, everybody. We're streaming live on YouTube. Hit the like button in YouTube right now. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that share with other people because it tells YouTube we got something good going on. Let me see who's in the chat. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome, dear sister. Happy birthday to you. Huh? So we got to look into this, right? Love, this is the thing. Love is emotional. Compatibility is foundational. Love is emotional, right? It's based on feelings, right? I don't love you no more. I don't love you no more. Well, you can go up and down that. You can go up and down that hill just based on having an argument today, right? You can go up and down that hill based on the fact that you had a disagreement. I don't love you anymore. Well, what is that? What was it? If you can just not love somebody no more, that means that was based on a feeling. It wasn't, you didn't look at this person and say, well, are we compatible? And I think that we might put this off on women just looking for love. But the truth is, as men, we do the same thing, right? And if you're a man that has the capacity to love, then a lot of times you believe that your love is enough to hold a relationship together. A lot of women can, you love hard. We've heard people say that, man, I love hard. Okay. You have loved hard a long time. Has that kept a relationship together for you? Probably not, right? Because even loving hard is not the glue. It is whether we match. See, love is a feeling. Compatibility is a framework. That's the difference. Compatibility is a framework. When you're going to build something, you need a framework, not a hope, not a dream, not a desire. You need a framework in order to put that thing together. And it's the framework that keeps it. Is not the feeling. It's never a feeling. Feelings are fickle, man. You can feel this way today and not feel that way tomorrow. Somebody can feel this way about you today and hate you tomorrow. A lot of people will love you for the moment, or love you for how you perform, or love you for how you perform financially, love you for how you perform sexually, love you for how you look in public. See, it's a lot of things that people have come together and built a relationship on is really based on nothing. It's based on like a feather in the wind. It moves, right? People get with each other and say, like, I love you, but really the basis was on how her body was. The basis was on how much money he had. The basis was on how she looked with you in public. A lot of guys, we choose a woman because she looked good in public. Oh, I can go around, everybody gonna say, oh, that's your shorty. Oh, she bad. That's not enough to keep a relationship, right? Because pretty don't mean nothing, gentlemen. Now I'm expecting some emails. When I talk like this to men, a lot of soft men out here. I'm realizing how soft men are. The more I'm on in social media teaching, I'm realizing a lot of y'all guys are soft, man. A lot of men out here soft. Y'all can't stand correction. You can't even stand truth, right? Pretty, yeah, pretty. What you going when pretty run out? What you gonna do? Because if you love her based on pretty, how long that's gonna last you? You see? See, feelings come and go. See, the thing is shared values. What do we value together? What do we build together? Right? It's not about just pursuing someone, but when you get with that person, what can you pursue together that will do something for the earth or for your family? See, that's the point. A lot of times we spend so much time pursuing each other, or pursuing her because she's so pretty, pursuing her because she's whatever she is. And then we wind up having what? Nothing, because once we get together, then there's nothing we want to pursue together. So then the relationship becomes about chasing each other emotionally, but it's not built on anything solid. You see what I'm saying? Let me see who's in the chat. Good morning. Good morning, cuz. Good morning, my main man. My man. Good morning. You see, see, because again, we're gonna learn. You're gonna learn after a while. And some of us, listen, some of us are grown enough right now. We already know that love is not enough. A lot of us have played this game plenty of times. How many relationships were you in where you swore you was in love? right? You swore you was in love with somebody, right? And then we do immature thinking like this. And I know y'all really gonna be mad now, but the immature thinking like this to say, you know what? Well, there's a difference between love and in love. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Either you love somebody or you don't. See, that in love thing is a feeling. Oh, I'm in love. I'm in love. Get pissed off. You still in love? Then you find out what ground this thing was built on. See, I remember the old school relationships. I remember my mom and dad, right? I never saw my mom and dad dance in the kitchen. And I ain't saying that that's part of romance, right? Even romance is fickle. But I never saw my mom dance and my dad dance in the living room. I never seen my dad. I'm sure they did maybe before we was born, but I never saw my dad and mom do a whole bunch of romantic stuff. You know what I mean? Holding hands and all that. Again, that's a beautiful thing. It's necessary, but they took care of each other. It was never a time, no matter mad my mom was against my dad, or how mad my dad was against my mom. It was never a time where he went without what he needed. It was never a time my mother went without what she needed. It didn't matter. I could have saw my parents not speak for 2 days. It was never a time where my mom was going to need something and my dad didn't provide it. Why? Because that's compatibility. That's saying, I'm here, I'm going to take care of you, and the feeling I have for you, whether it's up and down, doesn't change the relationship between me and you. See, that's love. See, and I wish this is why I honor our elders so much, our grandparents, our parents so much, because they could do a 40-year, they could do a 50-year, they could do a 70-year marriage. I have a part-time job at a senior care facility as a pastor up there, and I talk to the people all the time, and it's like I watch them. I learn so much from being around them. They say, "Man, I'm 90 years old, and me and my husband, they up there together at the center, and they saying, look, we've been married 63 years." Another lady the other day said, "We've been married for 75 years." See, you see what I'm saying? How do you stay with somebody for 75 years? On feelings? No, on the feeling of love. No, 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 no. You see, and that's why divorce rates is high. That's why everybody's saying, look, I'm out of here, because we're building stuff based on feeling. Right. And then a lot of times when it comes even to marrying somebody, we're marrying the concept of marriage. You're not marrying a person, you're marrying the concept of marriage. All to find out that now I married a human being. See, and I wish I had streamed live on the Dear Sister podcast. I'm gonna see if I can do it. I'm gonna see if I can do it right now for some of y'all sisters. I do have another podcast called the Dear Sister Podcast, but a lot of sisters get in this fantasy where I'm not marrying a man, I'm marrying marriage, or I'm marrying the fantasy of what I believe a man should be. Do you know how many of us have no example of how many sisters have no example of what a man is, but she made up in her mind what a man is, and now she's with a man, and that man has to match up the fantasy that's in her head. No man can do that. It's the same thing with men. We have created a fantasy in our head of what a woman is, right? She gonna have X with us 5 times a day, right? She always gonna have this beautiful body, even 40 years later. She always gonna have the same smile and the same, and you fall in love with a fantasy, all to find out you're marrying or fall in love with a human being. Right? See, the problem is we have gotten into a relationship with what we made up in our head. And what you made up in your head is not real. Most men and women, you have a build-a-bear concept for relationship. You got a build-a-bear concept for the relationship. So now I don't love you no more. Now I'm stuck. Now I'm mad at you forever, right? And we move in this place, and a lot of people move in a place of unforgiveness. Why? Because the person offended your fantasy, right? You can't get by the fact that the person didn't fit what was in your head. See, you got to realize that as human as you are, so is the person you're getting with a human. See, we got to build human relationships. We don't build human relationships. We build fantasy relationships. And what happens is when that fantasy runs out, then we try to go build another fantasy with somebody else, and another fantasy with somebody else, and another fantasy with somebody else. And now you're in your 40s and your 50s, and you're still looking for a fantasy. The truth is we got to grow out of this false fake reality of living in a princess dream or a prince dream, right? Stop fantasizing about, this perfect woman and this perfect man, and realize that there's no such thing. And this is the question I really pose. What right do you have to look for the perfect person when you are far from the perfect person? Again, see, a lot of times we put pressure on our partners to be what we can't be. So we want them to live up to a standard we don't live up to, because now what happens is they begin to fulfill the parts of us that can't don't add up. So now they're supposed to fill the gaps. Well, that's a human, right? And I'm gonna warn some of you brothers that when you get with a lot of these women, a lot of times some women want you to fill the gaps of what they can't become, or fill the gaps of what the last person they were with didn't become. So now you're trying to chase an emotion, and you're trying to fill in the gaps of what some other man didn't do. I'm gonna tell you right now, no woman would do it for you, and you shouldn't do it either. This is the thing. It's an unequal thing going on. Well, a lot of times in this in the relationship world, because now we want somebody now to fix my ex did, and fix what the ex before that did, and fix what the ex before that did, and then be all these things. Well, guess what, bro? You don't have the energy for doing that, and what you're going to do is end up burning out, trying to become what the last three men could not be in a woman's life. See, that's why we talk about healing. And as young, when we're young, it's like, oh, healing. I just want to be in love. Love will fix everything. But in your maturity, you realize that healing has to be part of a good relationship. There's no way you can walk in with a bunch of broken pieces like a puzzle and hand yourself to somebody and say, put me back together again. That's a fantasy. It's not reality. And that's why people burn out. That's why people cheat. That's why people do all kinds of slick stuff in relationship, because they're not really fulfilled in the relationship. Because what was the relationship built on? Love, which is not enough, or compatibility, which is the framework. Let's get into it this morning. Let me see who's in the chat. Good morning, Justine. Good morning, my sister. Oh man, I'm trying to put something together here. I'm trying. Right. And I'm not talking about this stuff, y'all, because I've never been through it. I've been through it. Right. In my last relationship, I thought that my love was going to be able to be enough to sustain that relationship. And it was not. It was not. It was not. Right. And see, this is the thing. Me being a public figure and always showing love to people, because I'm a public speaker, and it's like you loving people and you giving everybody what they want. Well, guess what? My ex expected me to be to her what I was on stage. See, this is the thing. See, don't get with anybody that needs you to perform. Don't get with anybody that needs you to constantly perform, because then you're not a person. You're an act. Yes, y'all. I saved my whatever, y'all. You're an act. You're a performer. And how long can you perform? How long can you perform? See, you need to get with somebody that sees you as a human being, that sees your flaws and can accept your flaws, right? And also, check this out too. Take responsibility for your flaws. Be honest about your flaws. Don't just bring somebody your flaws either. See, and a lot of sisters, brothers, a lot of sisters will bring this concept where I've heard this on social media, and I feel like it's trash. It's a trash concept of thinking. If you can't accept me in my terrible days, don't accept me in my good days. Well, why should somebody accept you terrible? Why? Why should somebody just accept every terrible part of you? For what? That was your mama's job. Uh-oh. I feel like, hold on. Where's my DJ? Where's my DJ? Because I just said something. Yeah, that was DJ worthy. That was your mama's job. Your mama and your daddy have to accept all of your garbage. Nobody in a relationship does. No. Well, I know somebody saying, well, do I got to be perfect? No. You have to be honest. Let me see who's in the chat. This is good, man. I'm trying to help. I'm just trying to help Ron McGee. I'm just trying to help Justine. I'm telling you, I'm not on here because I got it all together. I'm just saying I've counseled thousands. And I've put myself through enough hell. Y'all see that language? I put myself through enough hell, right? I've made some bad decisions relationally. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm on here sharing. I'm trying to save you from yourself. And see, this is the thing. A lot of times we're trying to, oh, I'm trying to save you from a bad relationship. No, I'm trying to save you from yourself. I'm trying to save you from your own unwise decisions. That's what I'm trying to save you from. I'm trying to save you from a fantasy way of thinking that will always get you in a bind. A lot of you ain't in relationships, you in a bind because you don't really want to be there and you don't know how to get out because you're too dependent. Oh, let's get into it today. Let's get into it. Let me look at this chat because y'all hollering at me today. Let me see. Eric Winters, I got another cousin. My cousins is in the building, man, this morning. You're right. You have to understand the cost of value of you before you can charge a fee for anyone who wants your service. Dang. Yee. Where my DJ at? Because that was DJ worthy right there, Eric. My goodness. You're right. You have to understand the cost and value of you before you can charge a fee for anyone who wants your services. Bro, I got, ooh, that's a whole podcast right there, my guy. Goodness gracious. Let me see. The 60s and the 70s relationships were built on compatibility. Absolutely. 60s and 70s relationship was built on compatibility. They were. Like you said, they took care of each other. Sometimes didn't even talk that much. Yeah, but they made sure they was cool. Now you got people talking all the time and hate and love each other all at the same time because it's built on nothing. It's built on a feeling. Man, my goodness, that was good stuff, Ron. Heck yeah. Let me see. Justine, you should want to be with someone who will hold you accountable and push you to be better. See, this is the thing. That's the thing, Justine. A lot of people don't want to be held to accountability to be better. No, they just want to be loved in the relationship. They think relationship is about how this person makes me feel. Let me give y'all something. The concept should be not how this person just makes me feel, how this person helps me heal. I'm going to let y'all sit with that for a minute. Should we sit? We should sit with that for a minute. Seriously, we should sit with that for a minute. Relationship can't just be about how someone makes you feel. It should be about how the person helps you heal. Right? And guess what? When somebody loves you enough to help you heal, then you shouldn't have your fists up always trying to fight that person that's helping you heal. They're trying to help you become a better person. But see, this is the thing. Some of us can't love because we're too busy being offended. We're too busy being offended. We're too busy being mad at truth. Why? Because you didn't get in the relationship. Time proves everything. Time proves that many times you didn't get into the relationship to get better. You got in the relationship just to try love again. And maybe this person will love me no matter what. And so now, again, then you get into all these relationships. Maybe this person will love me no matter what. Maybe this person will put up with this. See, nobody has to put up with anything. The truth is, look for somebody to help you heal, and then you got to want to heal. That's why it's so important to be more introspective. Who am I? What's my flaws? What's wrong with me? Right? So that when you get into that conflict in relationship, you can say, I know this is wrong with me. So now I'm not putting up my dukes, fighting you about something that somebody else told me about myself. Oh, come on, y'all. See, this is the thing. You get into a relationship. Sometimes you're the only common denominator. If you've been in 5 relationships and you're the only one, and rather you've been in 5 relationships and 5 people have complained about the same thing about you, how can you keep on saying it's them? You can't. Right? And they don't have to be a perfect person to call out your flaw. See, sometimes we want the person that we're dating, that we want them to be the Lord Jesus Christ, perfect in every way, in order for them to call out our flaw. One thing about relationships will find the good and the bad about you real quick. And we love when relationships find the good. We hate when it finds the bad, because the bad, then I got to look at myself and I can't keep on blaming my partner, especially if I had the same issue with every partner I've been with. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Ron McGee, let me see. The image of the black family that we had on TV wasn't a lot of romance happening. The Cosbys, they balanced each other, and took care of one another. Yes, they did romantic things at times. Yes. See, that's the thing. See, because this is the thing, Ron. Relationship or the romance is built on the compatibility. This is what everybody got backwards. We think, okay, I love you, and then we'll be compatible. No, 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 no. I love you, then we'll be compatible. No, we compatible, and that's what makes me love you. See, love follows compatibility. Love follows compatibility. That's the truth of the matter. Love follows compatibility. It's because I've always see you consistent. I always see you here. I always see you connecting with me. And because I see you connecting with me, then I love you. And I look up and say, wow, I really love this person. We want everything in reverse. Oh, I really love this person. And I don't even know whether I'm compatible. Then I find out we're not compatible. Oh, I don't know if I love this person. Well, you never did. You never did. See, this is the question I'm going to put on, and I was going to hit this later, but I hit it right now. Was Adam compatible with Eve, or did Adam love Eve? If we was in a seminar, I would give y'all 5 minutes to think about it. Because I'm podcasting and can't pause that long, I'm going to tell you right now, Adam did not love Eve. Adam was compatible with Eve. Well, Christian, how you know? You wasn't there. Okay. So if it wasn't about compatibility, why wouldn't God just go make Eve like he made Adam? Instead, he took a part of Adam, the rib, took that from Adam. So Adam was missing something, made the woman out of the rib, and then brought the rib back to the man. So when he saw her, what did he say? Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. I'm sure he looked at the wound where God took the bone from him and then looked at her and say, oh, you are that. That's compatibility. It's not love. See, if you don't have the ability to see what you're missing, you can never be compatible with anybody. If you don't have the ability, you don't have the bravery, you don't have the guts, or you got too much pride to look at yourself and see what you're missing, you'll never be compatible with anybody. Because a lot of us approach relationships thinking we have it all. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Well, guess what? If you can't see past your good to see what you're missing, you'll never connect with anybody on a real level. You come into the table thinking you got a full plate where there's no room for anybody else. Come on, gentlemen. Come on, ladies. If you always think you got a full plate, then there's no room for anybody else. So that person is just company. You can never build together like that. Let me see. All right. I'm going to get back to the, let me get deeper into this teaching. And I'll come back to the comments. Y'all keep on rolling. And I'll put this up now. Dear brother, the advice. I'll spend the last probably 20 minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes of the show just giving advice, all right, about relationships today. We're going to give relationship advice today, all right? So y'all jump in the chat. Hit that like button on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, go over to YouTube, y'all. Go over to YouTube if you're on Facebook. Go to the Dear Brother Podcast. Stream with us over there. Hit that like button. Let's build the channel. I think we're almost at 1,400 subscribers. Let's get to 2,000. Everybody, hit that like button. Hit that share button. All right. So here we are. Point number 2. Adam didn't choose Eve. We just talked about that. See, the thing is, the rib isn't just about attraction. It's about alignment. When you talk about a man finding his rib, it's not about attraction. It's about alignment. See, when he said bone in my bone, why didn't Adam say, oh, she pretty? He said bone in my bone. In other words, she aligns with me, right? She aligns with me. Not only does she complete me, she aligns with me. She's aligned with me, right? Emotionally, she's aligned. See, we sometimes, y'all, what we do is we let loneliness and we let lack make us allow anybody in our life. And we build relationship based on what we're missing instead of based on what we're missing emotionally instead of what we're missing as far as personality, right? And so now I'm lonely. So you just get with somebody because you're lonely. You know how many relationships was built on somebody just tired of watching movies by themselves? It was based on no more than that. Real talk. Come on, because some of us have done it. Man, I'm just tired of being by myself. I heard so many people say that. I'm just tired of being by myself. I think I want to be in a relationship. You're doomed already. Before you even meet the person, you're already done. You're done. Because from the rip, the thing is not based on anything. It's based on loneliness. Build a relationship based on loneliness, right? Some people build a relationship based on financial need. You're already done. You're done. You're done because there's no real compatibility there. You're already finished. You see what I'm saying? A real partner doesn't just spark your emotions, man. See, we're too emotional when it comes down to relationship. And that's something, whoa, 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 whoa. That's a relationship is supposed to be emotional. No, it's not. No, it's not. Emotions is a feeling you have during a relationship. It is not the foundation of building a relationship. A real partner doesn't just spark your emotions. It's a complement to your purpose. It's a compliment to who you are. It's a compliment to where you're going. That's why, gentlemen, I warn you, stop choosing a woman based on where you are now. You got to look deeper into that woman and say, is she the woman I need for the journey? Come on. Stop choosing people based on where you are now when you're going somewhere further. Because who's to say that person you're choosing for this moment has what it takes to go with you in the long run? Everybody don't have what they call hinds feet in high places, right? Hinds feet. The hinds feet is a certain animal has the certain the certain their feet are structured in a way where they can climb in places that nothing else can climb, right? That's the type of person you need to look for. Do they have hinds feet in high places? Can they climb here? Or are they just stuck here? That's why you can't choose for the moment. You got to choose for the future, right? Compatibility, y'all, is about alignment, not just attraction, right? Let me get back to the chat, but see, this is the question. In fact, let me go to the chat, then we'll come back to that. Let me see. Oh, y'all in here. Y'all in the building. Let me see. Who did I miss? Let me see. Goodness, y'all. And I'm trying to look, y'all done chatted so much. Let me see. All right, let me see. Here we go. But a lot of times they wouldn't even be in the same room. Absolutely. Yo, you're rocking music now. That's what's up. Absolutely, bro. I had to go to my beat man. Right, got a brother to drop me a hot beat for this show. Let me see. Jackie Young, not perfect, just honest. Yes, understanding, able to communicate and listen. Yeah, that's the thing. Nobody's looking for nobody perfect because that's impossible, right? But honest about where you are, and guess what? Honest about where you were before you got with me. See, that's the thing. Don't use a new relationship as your cover. Because listen, who you are is going to come out, because that's what relationships do. Relationships draw the best and the worst out of you. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Relationships draw the best and the worst out of you. So you can't keep on using a new relationship as the cover for old stains. You can't, because those stains are going to bleed through like blood, man. See, yes, you need an understanding. You also need emotional understanding. See, sometimes we glorify understanding, but the truth is we also need emotional understanding, mental understanding, soulish understanding, spiritual understanding. There's deeper understandings than just understanding on one level. Do I understand this person emotionally? Right? Right? Or do I need to become more emotional? Am I stuck? Am I unemotional? Am I detached? See, these are all the things you got to understand so you can realize what it takes to be in relationship. And see, this is the thing. A lot of us blame who we're with or who we were with. And the truth is, you're going to be the same person wherever you go. See, willing to accept your own flaws and change what needs work. Absolutely. 100%. Let me see. I'm going the wrong way on this. This is how the let me see. Whenever a student is ready, the teacher will appear, and the brother keep this rolling. Will do, bro. Let me see. I've had some of these same exact conversations. This is confirmation that I'm not crazy. You're not. Not crazy at all. You're not crazy at all. At all. Let me see. For those who remember, yes, sir, the Cosby's gold, polished image of what it could be. But we also had good times to show us, we also had good times to show some of us how to navigate life and love too. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, E. Let's talk about that. Love, navigating life and love. See, we saw that's such a good point. On good times, we got a chance to see the hard stuff, right? The how we gonna make it together, right? How we gonna take care of these kids together, right? How we gonna do it together? And you saw the one going to work, one taking care of the kids. You saw where mom had to go to work. You saw them coming. You saw them making decisions. See, that's the thing. See, that's another thing. You know, love also was born of sitting there, but it's compatibility where you can sit there and make decisions together, right? And not allow us the selfishness that resides in all of us now to lead our next decision. I feel this way today, so it's about me today, but not. You see what I'm saying? So we allow that in our relationships where now it's going to be about me for a moment. That's not what relationship is about. You can't get a relationship and then decide, well, I need this for me, right? Right. And this is the thing. Now, some people say, well, hold up, Christian, you do need stuff for yourself. Yeah, but even that's a decision that you make with the person. That's a decision you make with the person. And when you're in a compatible relationship, that person wants you to have what you need for you. And they'll help you have it. This is the reality, y'all. This is the reality, right? So this is the thing. Let me say this. Number where we stuck? Number one, number two. Let's go. Number one, we talked about love is emotional. Compatibility is foundational. Love is not enough. Number two, Adam chose Eve out of love. He recognized that she fit. Number three, compatibility is about alignment. I just want y'all to catch up. Number four, the right fit requires no forcing. The right fit requires no forcing, right? It was Adam's rib. God didn't take the rib from something else and try to force it into Adam. See, a lot of us gentlemen, you try to take something that don't belong to you, right? See, just because a person doesn't fit with you don't mean they're a bad person. It just means they're not compatible. Let's get that too. Let's understand that. Because a lot of times we make enemies out of people we didn't make it with. They're the worst person in the world. Perhaps they are. Perhaps they're not. Perhaps you weren't a good fit. Perhaps you tried to force somebody in your life that wasn't fit for you. Do that make them the devil? Or do that make you the person that makes wrong decisions sometimes? You hear what I'm saying? A lot of times we have forced people in our life, right? Force people into our world and then they don't fit. Oh, they're trash. No, they don't. They're not trash. They're not trash. Now, mind you, there are a select group of people that are horrible people in this world, and they probably will have a rough time with anybody they're with. But in most situations, the relationships that don't work out, we demonize people. But the fact is, you tried to force them in spaces they didn't belong because you wanted to love them and you wanted to ignore the fact that y'all wasn't compatible. See, the right fit requires no forcing. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You're trying to force a relationship, trying to force it to work. If you're trying to force it to work, bro, it probably don't. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You trying to force something to work, it probably doesn't work. See, if the fit isn't there, there's always constant adjusting. And that makes for a horrible relationship. When you're constantly having to adjust. That means there's no fit. It don't make you bad, it don't make them bad. It means you probably don't fit. It's like putting on a pair of shoes that's too tight for you. I don't give a damn how much you like them shoes. They're going to hurt your feet because they're not the same size. You don't buy a pair of shoes. Now, I know some of us have. You bought a pair of shoes. Oh, you like them so much. You know they are half size too small. And because it's like, man, I really like them. Well, guess what? You really like them so much, you're going to put them on your feet and now you're going to barely be able to walk. That's how many of us have built relationships. It's a half size too small or a whole size too small, but I really like them. So I'm going to make it fit. And now you can barely walk. Your feet hurt. Your mind hurt. Your emotions hurt. You're trying to go back and forth, trying to adjust yourself because it does not fit, bro. Sometimes you got to put it back for the person it fits for. See, but you don't want to say goodbye. right? You're constantly adjusting, compromising your core values, the things that matter to you because of this person, your core values, right? You're putting them away because they don't like them. You're putting them away because it don't fit them. You can't put away your core values. I'm not talking about old beliefs, because some old beliefs we carry aren't good. I'm talking about core values. You're putting them away to fit in somebody's life. You are doomed for destruction, my man. And a lot of you brothers, we do that because we love a woman so much. You can love a woman so much that you'll put away what you actually believe in, what you actually have lived based upon. And because you love her so much, you'll compromise what you have lived based on what's good for you to try to make her feel good. See, it's not about making her feel good. It's about a strong belief in what you believe. And if what you believe can benefit the relationship, then add it to the relationship. But don't put away core beliefs that have stood you up and made you a good, strong man for many years. See, this is the thing. There are some women who love your strength until your strength begins to change them. Then it's no good. There's a lot of you sisters, right, that want to be in a man's life, and you have a solid, loving approach. But guess what? You're being crushed because he's refusing to even hear what you have to say that can make him better. You can't sit there. Don't let yourself, who you are, who you've been built to be crushed because you're trying to force yourself in someone else's life. A strong relationship takes effort, but it should never end up an everyday battle. You battle on your job, right? You battle with your finances. You battle to pay the bills. Why in the world should you battle in a relationship? If your relationship is a constant battleground, bro, get out. Somebody going to die. In a war, there's always casualties. And if your relationship is a war, somebody going to die. You know how many relationships go on? It's a battlefield. And even though the relationship stayed together, that means somebody died a long time ago. Somebody's dead on that battlefield. And they just laying there, just letting the relationship go, have its way. It just is what it is. See? It don't mean the relationship's cool. It just means somebody gave up within the relationship. Oh, listen, I'm about to hit this point. Love without compatibility leads to struggle, y'all. Let me see who's in the chat. Let me see. Let me see. For those who, okay, we did that. Let me see. Candace, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Candace. Good morning, sister. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in a part of our chat today. Let me see. Compatibility. Compatibility is key. That's why I like astrology. See, this is the thing. Compatibility is key. You gotta fit. You gotta fit. You gotta fit. You have to fit. You must fit. I'm gonna tell you, you gotta fit. You can't keep ignoring fit for love. Let me tell you this. If you keep on ignoring fit for love and you keep on breaking yourself down, eventually you won't be fit for anybody's love. You'll destroy yourself. You destroy yourself, and then you'll become a cynic. You hear what I'm saying? You'll become a cynic. And when you become a cynic, that means you don't even believe in love no more. Don't stay somewhere so long that it breaks your belief in love. Then you're cynical about love. And you know, when you become a cynic about love, you can be facing the perfect person for you, right? But you're too broken to see it. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. Love without compatibility leads to struggle. You can love somebody deeply and still not function with them well. You hear what I'm saying? You can love somebody deeply and still not be able to function. Don't trade a functional relationship. Don't give away a functional relationship because you love them. Oh, I love them. Even though we can't function. The point of a relationship is to function. Hello. The point of a relationship is to be functional, not have feelings. Now I know somebody gonna go real shallow right now and say, but what about my feelings? All right, well, come here, come close. You had feelings in your last relationship. Did it work? You had strong feelings for the relationship before that. How long did that last? Oh my God. When you first you really had feelings for your first love ever. Oh my God. So why aren't you still with him? Because feelings aren't facts. Compatibility is. You can be factually compatible with somebody. Yeah. You can be factually compatible with somebody. Why? Because you see how it fits. You see how you work off of each other. You see how, okay, I know this person. I need to give them a break right now. I know this person. Let me just do this or let me just do that. It's because you get to know the compatibility factors and you start to learn. You know when a couple is compatible because they learn each other enough to let each other off the hook and leave each other alone. But when somebody's trying to grind you to powder to fit their thing, you're doomed. You are doomed. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You hear me? See, without alignment, love turns into frustration, resentment, exhaustion. Without alignment, if that thing is not aligned, eventually you'll just find yourself frustrated. Resentment falls in and exhausted with the relationship. Why? Because you're trying to ground each other to powder. That don't work. If you're trying to grind somebody to powder, if you're trying to slam them down, right? Until they acquiesce to you, then you have a puppet. You don't have a person. Number 6, let's get into it. I'm about to finish this show. Listen, jump in the chat. If you need some advice on relationship, if you need some advice on what to do, how to feel, man, look, I'm going through this right now, my relationship, blah, blah, blah. Jump in the chat right now, man, and we'll talk about it before I end the show. I'll let you use the last 10, 15 minutes to talk about it. All right? All right. Let me see who's in the chat, and then we'll go to the last piece. Yeah, exactly. Yes, sir, Ron. Compatibility is tangible. Absolutely. See, we need tangible things in relationship. We think we don't. Oh, well, feelings. No, you need something tangible. Tangible means I got something to go home to. Feelings may be there, may not. Number 6, compatibility strengthens love over time. Compatibility strengthens love over time. That's why I told you got to lead with compatibility, not love. Compatibility is the lead. You love because of compatibility. You don't become compatible because you love. Listen, when two people are naturally in sync, love deepens. You don't have to try to make it happen. When you are in sync with somebody, you don't have to work on love. Love is not something you have to work on. Either it's there or it's not. When two people are in sync, I hope y'all hearing this today. When two people are in sync, it deepens love naturally. Y'all hear me? It's not just about holding on to feelings. It's building something real, strong, right? Something you can depend on. Something you can depend on. You know what else love does? Love forgives, right? Love forgives because you're never going to be perfect in a relationship, right? You're going to be human. You're not always going to say the right thing, do the right thing, be the right person all at the same time because you're human. So what happens is love forgives. Love says, okay, I got my faults, and you work those things together, right? Love forgives. Love never boasts. Love is kind. We can go through the 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and we walk through that. Oh, we're really going to be in trouble. Maybe next Friday we need to walk through what love is about to see whether we really love him. See, I'll get back to the chat, and I want to go into this last point, and then I'm done. And I want to say this to you all: choose wisely. Love can be found again, but compatibility is rare. Choose wisely. Love can be found again. Love can be found anywhere. Compatibility is rare. It's rare that you're going to find compatibility. You can find love. You can find a feeling. You can find a feeling on a Friday night. It's Friday tonight. You can go out and find yourself in love. Oh, she's the perfect woman. Oh, he's the perfect guy. He said the right thing. That's because you had a hard week. You hear what I'm saying? It's because you had a hard week and you just feel the feeling of love. No. Compatibility is rare. Hmm? Love can happen with many people. Compatibility is rare, y'all. Let me say this. Pay attention to the signs. Don't just chase the feeling. Choose what fits. You hear what I'm saying? Don't just chase the feeling. Choose what fits. Let me look in the chat. Let me look in the chat. Let me see. The sign, yeah, if y'all in YouTube, hit that like button. Man, it tells people we got a great show here. It's where grown men grow, and our sisters, they grow right along with us. Hit that chat, hit that like button, everybody. It tells YouTube we got something good going on. Hit the notification button, that little bell icon. It tells you when we come on live. Let me say this before I put this up. We come on live Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Relationship Friday is what we do every Friday. We're on live Monday, Thursday, and Friday, 6 a.m. All right. Also visit my website, christianwinners.com. I do coaching right there. I do donation-based coaching, christianwinners.com. For some of y'all that need some counsel, some coaching to get through some rough things in life. I do counsel women as well. It's been really fulfilling helping people. I'm always honored for people to allow me in their life to help them see life better, to get a better perspective. So thank you for all my clients who have been a part of doing that. Thank you so much. Visit christianwinners.com. Also visit Amazon. Let me put this up, y'all. Let me put this up. I've been teaching, but let me put this up. I'm gonna allow y'all Home Where Hurt Men Heal, y'all. It's on Amazon right now. Go grab this book. Go grab this book for men, Home Where Hurt Men Heal. It is a direct read for men to really understand the traumas of life that have taken us away from home. And home is not always a natural physical place. Home for men is the sanctity of our mind. Some of us need to get back clarity of thought. Right. This is really home for men. Some of us need to go home. You need to go back with your lady. You need to get back with them kids and stop running around trying to find a ghost that don't exist. Right. But most times home right here is where you need to clear, where you need to forgive, where you need to get over your past so you can go where you got to go. Home right now is available on Amazon.com. You can go get home right there. OK. Also, I wrote a book called The Soul of Sarah for you ladies. Right. For you ladies, it's also available on Amazon.com. The Soul of Sarah, God showed me a revelation that a woman has two reproductive systems, one in her body, one in her head. Right. Women have two wombs. Right. And the womb of your mind works just like the womb in your body. You got to be careful what you take into this ear gate because you will grow it. Right. You will grow it right here. If it's good, you'll grow it. You'll birth it out your mouth. Dreams, vision. You also got to be careful because if you take something negative in here and you allow it in your womb, you will also germinate and grow that too. So God showed me that women have a spiritual reproductive system. I wrote about that in The Soul of Sarah. You want to grab that book. Also, for many of you spiritual people who are looking for the direction of the church and are upset with where the church has gone. I believe the church has turned its back on Jesus Christ and his mission. I believe that we are stuck to the idol of what we call church. And so this is also available on Amazon.com right now. 3 books. We have The Home Where Hurt Men Heal, The Soul of Sarah, and I Left Church to Serve God. They're all available on Amazon right now. Go grab a copy. Let me see who's in the chat. Let me finish up right here. The sign of life is growth, in which the seed grows into the redwood tree. But the process is not in the branches or the leaves that fall to the ground, but to take great strength in the roots of how you are planted in the forest of life, treasures to share love. Absolutely. It's all about the root. It's never about what people see. See, roots is what nobody sees the roots, but roots is what ground the tree, right? That's the strength of the palm tree. The people wonder why a palm tree grows so fast because it grows deep for a long time and then it shoots up and people say, wow, that grew fast. Not really. It grew in a place that nobody can see. Let me share this with you. Grow in places that nobody sees. Don't worry about the growth that everybody can see, the growth that everybody's going to applaud you for. Oh, look at them. They're so wonderful. Listen, again, they'll love you today and hate you tomorrow. Grow down. Grow down, grow heavy, deep roots in the earth. So when the winds of life, the winds of relationship, the winds of trying to raise kids and have everything you need, it'll bend, you'll bend, but you won't break because you have built deep roots in the ground. Don't build for people, build for roots that you can always be consistent and strong. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Build down. Let me see. I think this is our final comment for the day. Unless anybody else want to jump in there, you're so welcome. Candace, my dear sister, wow, this is really good stuff. You've got me thinking pretty hard over here. I'm glad. I'm glad. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We're here to think. We're here to challenge ourselves. I call this podcast Where Grown Men Grow. And I know that's weird to say it, being that Candace is a sister. But listen, our sisters jump in here. I get sisters all the time commenting saying, look, I know this is for men, but it's helping me grow too. So welcome to all our sisters. Thank you for being a part of our podcast. Thank you for being a part of our community. Everybody on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me today, everybody. Listen, you matter to me, but make sure you matter to you. You matter today. Listen, live your life today with no fear, no shame, and no compromise. And like we end the show like we always do. Listen, yesterday is history and tomorrow is a mystery. All you have is right now. What you going to do with it? What you going to do about it? Hey, it's Friday. Be brilliant today because you absolutely are. I love you. I'll see y'all Monday and I'm out of here. Peace.